At the will reading, my parents beamed as the attorney passed Vanessa a check for $10 million. Then they looked at me and said, "Go make your own way." I didn't shed a tear. I didn't even blink. I simply fixed my gaze on the gleaming conference table, pretending my heartbeat wasn't hammering in my ears. Then everything changed. An elderly gentleman in a charcoal suit rose. "There is one additional document," he announced, producing a faded envelope bearing my grandfather's unmistakable script. My mother's smile vanished. My father's fingers jerked. Vanessa's eyes turned to slits. That envelope altered the course of everything. It was the spark of a hurricane that would rip apart every carefully woven deception they had created, and it began in a place I hadn't visited in more than a year. My grandfather's farm on the edge of Charleston, where the breeze once felt like shelter and now carried the burden of hidden truths. I hadn't returned to the farm since the spring before grandfather died. It was strange how a place so known could suddenly feel alien. The gravel crackled beneath my boots as I climbed out of the car, and the wind chimes on the veranda. Once the melody of lazy summer days and sweet tea steeping on the sill, now rang empty. Echoes of something gone. I paused before knocking. The white paint on the door was flaking, same as ever. The magnolia trees still leaned too far eastward, yet I didn't feel invited. When the door groaned open, I half expected emptiness. Instead, I heard, "So you finally decided to come back." My grandmother's voice was unchanged, sharp enough to slice crystal. Her arms were folded, her jaw set like granite. I stood rooted, searching her face for anything familiar. Warmth, relief, bewilderment. There was only ice. "Grandma, what is happening?" I asked, moving closer. "They told me you were too occupied, that you didn't wish to be disturbed, that you'd built a new life far away." Her tone wavered, then hardened again. "Your grandfather asked for you, Claire. Every single day while he lay dying, he called your name." My throat went dry. "That's not true. I tried to phone. I even drove here in March." "Vanessa was here," she cut in. "She said no one answered the door." Grandma's gaze narrowed. "We never left. We were always here." A long, aching silence stretched between us. Then she turned and vanished inside without another word. I followed, the air inside heavier, as though the walls themselves were holding their breath. She returned carrying an old leather journal. "This is the number he kept dialing," she said,